looks to find 4 of his own. And Nero will find insight. These Røkkr are hungry.
Hey girl, got a man, don't play. Said she always wanted me, well, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into another game here on the main stage of the Major. And these two teams be looking to go even further in this tournament than they already have done. Everything on the line, trying to make it into the winners bracket final. Boston and Florida so far have been magnificent. Let's get this game underway. Introducing first to the stage, the new boy to the CDL, the Boston Breach. Capsidal, Methodz, TJHaly, and Nero.
And Boston have continued to look a lot better. They've got the new intro video, which always gives me good hope on this squad. Let's see if more signing can lead to more wins for the Boston Breach.
Well, one team is sat down. Their opponents are ready to join them. They've already caused an upset here at the Major, and they're looking to go even further. Welcome to the stage, the Florida Mutineers! Vivid, Skies, Dave Patty, and Awakening.
Nobody expected it, but this team right here, they're going to be a problem. Take a look at Big Wake on the main stage, absolutely going crazy, walking into this series with a 1.16. But the question is, can everybody on this roster pick it up one more time for a big upset? Because that top 3 is right around the corner. Bryce, let's go ahead and get this started.
Oh, I'm ready, Belly, don't you worry. I know somebody else who is ready. Our beautiful and magnificent casters, over to Chance and Miles.
Mate, thank you very much. This should be an absolute treat. Chance and I'll be taking you through this one. And again, playing for top 3, 2 middle-of-the-pack teams we didn't expect to see here, mate. But hey, this Major has been nothing short of crazy.
It has been a ridiculous time. I mean, a day one of nothing but 3-0s, reverse sweeps on reverse sweeps after the fact. I mean, OpTic nearly were in top 12, so it has been a wild one to say the least. And now, like, especially for Florida in my mind, I mean, there were guys that thought they were in the D tier, now 3 maps away from fighting for a guaranteed top 3 spot. And of course, Boston, who have had an electric stage too, but doesn't matter how good you were during the qualifiers, only matter how you do during the Major. And very interesting maps and modes we have, because adjustments have been made. The story before this Major for Florida was, if you just ban Bocage against them, it's a free win, because they did not have a deep map pool in the slightest. And well, you see Boston take care of that. No Bocage, which means 2 Gavutus. Now that is interesting, because the other day, Florida actually win both of their Gavutus, and Vivid was the guy that has had that turnaround. He has gone from the very bottom of the league in KD. He never had a single map positive, hard point or control the entire time. Dead last in everything, and he's sucking away the team's death as well. So he has not had performances until this Major. That's that asterisk at a bottom from a 0.62 to a 0.98. And the main reason why, he's pulling out the automaton so much more. So he might be the guy, the key factor. The Gavutus are coming through, but if he can perform, this team can start winning those maps.
It's a miracle you have both your eyes, Chance, with knowledge like that. But Reese Vivid, he will be the player to watch for the team of the Florida Mutineers. He's done an incredible job to get them this far, and we'll see how far he can take the squad. Boston Breach, though, no slouches, Chance, on any of these maps and modes.
And look, like, these guys have played a couple times at the last Major just a few weeks ago in the Stage 2 qualifiers. Boston has had their number. Most of the maps, though, super tight. Boston's won all 3 S&Ds. That's 2 round 11s and a round 10. So it is truly neck and neck. The only really blowout map that there has been was a Gavutu hardpoint, where Boston beat him 250 to 124. So obviously they're going to be happy to play this map, but I don't know exactly how prepared they're going to be for the Vivid or turnaround that Vivid might have.
He's had an incredible run so far, and again, we saw him really turn the tables on the London Royal Ravens again on a map and mode that they were happy to play. But here we go at map number 1, Boston Breach, Florida Mutineers. We are playing for a spot in the top 3 here at Major 2. Nades up and about. It's an absolute cacophony of chaos as we roll now into P1. Capsidal, a player with plenty of, let's say, exciting plays thus far in his short term of the CDL, and the man is doing no different so far. A beautiful 2 to get things started. The opening few seconds going the way of Breach.
And always these P1 holds, as soon as you get this hill, it is incredibly difficult for the other team to break, but you see the idea. Awakening was taking his time outer beach, and he's picking up a couple kills, and Vivid right back in the action, able to pick up 2 and give them all 3, but already you see what he's doing. He's permanently trying to keep that automaton in hand, whether he starts with it by switching the class or picking it up off the ground. You'll see him way more in the feed with those automaton kills.
That's been the difference maker for him here so far. Looking at that killing spree now for Big Wake. Awakening on the 5. Thus, as again, the time keeps going the way of the Mutineers. They've got themselves a sweet lead so far. Rotation's done and over towards the boat. P2 now up and about. And it looks to be Boston's for the time being. It all comes down to DavePaddy. He's been a little quiet so far, but here comes the rest of the Mutineers to back him up and try to retake ship. Awakening spree comes to a close. With 6 in the end, that'll be good enough for now. Boston Breach, though, back over to the point. It's all theirs.
And it can't be understated. That is a massive kill by Methodz just to make sure Awakening doesn't get the Glide Bomb, because the Glide Bomb's hyper effective on this map. And not only that he gets the kill to shut down streaks, but he also buys his team time over towards this P2 hill. And you got rotational battles potentially starting 30 seconds in advance. Nero's going for him, but the Reeds are there from Florida. They shut that down and keep those spawns. But at the same time, this is a massive amount of time that Boston has gotten on P2.
Supreme comeback now from Boston Breach after what was quite a dry P1 now. Second point coming to a quick close. 13 seconds remaining on that. The battle for ring control going the way of Vivid so far. Quick peek towards top third. Eyes towards the top right-hand side of the minimap. All Mutineers. They've got that beach control. Looking now to lock this one down. Here comes the hit, though, from Boston. A slow one from TJHaly. He's waiting for the rest of the crew to back him on up. Hard points up. Over towards the beach we go. And so far, so good for the Mutineers.
Great read by TJ just to make sure you take him down. So Florida should be secure, at least for this initial push. And, well, 10 seconds have gone by, and they've been able to get it all. You see a couple kills coming through, and the nades raining out as well. And that's enough to take down Florida outside of the hill, at least for a moment.
Yep, Capsidal on the force spree now, pushing his way forward. Nice break out of Breach. Here they go, trying to take care of the members of the Mutineers on spawn. A little bit closer, and you'll catch another. That's going to be number 5 now in a row. Capsidal looking to heat things up. Here comes, no, saved by the DavePaddy. The Guardian Angel right now for the Florida Mutineers. They try to continue the break. The contest is still on. TJ fighting tooth and nail. Now down to the rat. Brought down once again by DavePaddy. Here go again. Nero Methodz into the kill feed. They hold the line for now. Next 15 going the way of Breach.
Look at the spawn. So Boston just figured it out. They had no idea that Vivid actually slipped through the crack. So that was Call of Duty timing at its finest to get Florida in this position. But obviously they need it. You have a P3 money hill where Boston straight up bully them away from a point. So they'll take those moments. It was Vivid that got them here. Now they need to deliver a full 60. You are right back in this game.
I'm interested to see what Awakening's going to be doing from this sort of further forward position, finding kills either side of the map. Nice stuff out of the Mutineers, looking to bounce back into this one. This hard point, an interesting one indeed. Looking to hold on to time, while at the same time trying to let your opponents in the back, get them those back spawns, and run across the map to P5. But for now, you're going to soak up as much as this as you possibly can as the Mutineers, and chance DavePaddy doing just that.
He needs to be the guy to step up too for the squad. I know he's the rookie, but in the comms, it feels like he's the vet for the team, the IGL for the squad. And now Vivid again, this is a pretty good hold already. 30-35 seconds have gone their way, and Boston at least partially chalking up and going towards this rotation. TJ, though, again, there to shut him down. Rotational gunfights always key, and now look at Boston actually trying to contest and at least chew away at that time towards the end, just to strip away a few seconds, but that is a full 60 that Florida needed to get right back in this game. But to P5 we go, another money hill.
And it's a happy one to give up that time on the P4, of course, for Breach, because they got P5 sorted now. Down by the docks, vast hard point here in the set, and already Methodz lining up those kills. 7 and 7 so far. Looking to find one more here. He spotted Vivid, looking for the bank. Nice nade. No!
Really?
He catches Nero instead. Still, here comes the attempted break from Vivid, who again is having a great map so far. Decent stuff out of Methodz. 115 and climbing now. Zinni keeps the kills going, finally brought down. And the fight now right on top of the point. Nero back in the respawn, saves the day, holds it down for Boston.
Yeah, better when Nero's not getting, well, naded by the enemy, naded by his teammates, and everybody in moments like that can cost you a game. So Methodz has to make up for that later on, because we talk about this being a money hill. Florida, they have made it Mixie and made amends for that. Now 15 seconds to scrap, and it looks like there's still gunfights going down. By the way, on rotation, DavePaddy is here, but even towards P5, that was messy for both of the teams, and Florida, they will absolutely take it. And if you get this P1 control, this is where you can get the ball rolling. Florida here first, all 3 and 4 players nearby looking for another stronghold.
Yeah, not the most profitable hill there for Boston Breach, but still back over towards P1 we go. Second set now upon us. TJHaly locking things down. He and Awakening getting those kills. Good stuff again from Awakening, 15 and 10. Now on a 2 for TJHaly at 13 and 11. Locking this down still. Time ticking in favor of Boston Breach. Up over to what we call an unfavorable position, but TJHaly making it work. Boston Breach now on the break, trying to get themselves forward. Let's go for a quick listen in.
Right now.
What's the take? There's 2 on me, 2 on me.
Yeah, the ring tank.
Okay.
I'll see the T's, I'm pushing up.
One shot, wait, we got her.
I put the name time.
I have pinch right now, other side. No, our steps. Our front house.
Our ring stairs.
Okay.
Our ring stairs, Caesar.
You ran that bitch.
Caesar's our ring stairs.
Caesar new. He went new. Okay, let's go. Oh, that Caesar. Nice, let's go. Fight to do. Guys, I'm pushing out cliff, guys. You can be top guys. I'll push that cliff.
Yo, ring tank.
Play for the guy deep right. I want time. I'm gonna go top. No, their steps will stun cliffs. They're They're pushing through cliff. Ring, I mean, hold. 2 hold, at least 2 hold.
Okay, I'm flanking the guy's ring. I don't see him ring.
Top cliff, go low cliff. Low cliff, Caesar.
Our ring tank, yeah. Our ring tank.
Okay. I'll see
ring tank, one shot. Ring tank, one shot. 3.
I'm attacking one. I'm gonna take clips open, guys. Going top ring right now, their steps. Yeah, guys, you got it. I'm watching hold.
Caesar, one shot. Low hold, weak. He's weak close. Caesar, weak top cliff.
Go south, Kenny, nice.
Made cliff?
Who are we looking for? I don't know. They're cliff.
I don't see anything cliff does. We cliff for the mid.
Neck and neck hard point coming in now in a P2. Methodz on a 5. Things starting to go the way of the Mutineers only for a brief moment. Let's now dive in for a quick listen in with the Mutineers.
Guys, we have to wrap. He's gonna be in ring and once you see one, okay? Yo, Joe, I'm wrapping to the truck to look over you, okay? Listen, I want to see one for sure.
Go middle. I'm trying to go
I'm gonna play the role.
Get him here now?
Yep. Cap's on only. Native. Yeah, I need
I'm starting ring. He's ring stairs.
I'm going low beach. I got it. You hit me. Yo, he's inside the tank on you. He's inside the tank.
You said me?
He's inside the tank. Yo, got pinch. Got heady in hill. Got heady in hill.
Mid boat.
Got heady one shot.
Just hold it mid. Cap's on middle. One hill.
One hill.
There's one shot.
I'm looking. Then no. Yo, see, on the rock hill. He's on the rock hill. You can nade it.
This guy's going to see one or pitching a ring.
Yeah. He's on rock hill. On the rock hill. Yeah,
behind the tank. See one dead behind the tank.
I need rock.
I'm going to tell this guy to ring.
See one.
I got naded. He's behind the tank. And one C1 cutting. He might go ring stairs.
I think one's trying to go around the cap.
Yeah, Clifford's like a go around
Nero.
We need to check slow stop.
Got heady, one shot. He's one shot, got heady.
Hey, I'm holding rotation.
Got it.
One shot.
Chance, the Mutineers are drowning slowly under the pressure from Boston Breach, and things might have just gone from bad to worse.
Mutineers in the middle of just losing this game on rotation. By the way, Methodz has gotten through. He's in the top of the tower, or maybe he jumps out, but they don't know he's here yet, and now he's striking. Oh! That's number 5, but still they're spawning in the back, and maybe he gets a little too aggro. Maybe he can gut him, but he maybe should have played a little bit slower. All those players spawning in the back, and that'll be a small gift for Florida. They are down by 80, but this is the hill where they have had the most success on. A near full 60 the last go around. They need to have the exact same thing happen once again. If they get broken, even for a moment, they're going to lose this game. And keep in mind, they got to focus on the rotation, too.
Yeah, we're thinking about P3, they're thinking about protection, and that is exactly what they need right now. Methodz, he's coming in, baby. Oh, he finds at least one. TJ's on a 5 now as well. There's a couple more players here to deal with. One more, that's it. Breaks on for Boston. You still have the Mutineers spawning back left, and this is the death knell right now for Florida. TJHaly, cut to ribbons. TJ's getting involved as well. Absolute massacre on the beach as Boston Beach take map 1.
Beach or breach doesn't make a difference. Boston in 3. No, we're just kidding, but that was a phenomenal game. Number 1, Boston makes sure to bully him out in the end on that final hill. But honestly, I think P2 is the biggest difference maker for this team. It does not happen very often that you can turn that P2 in the boat into a money hill. Boston did it both times around, and I mean, hey, for Florida, Vivid certainly performed better, was actually picking up the kills, only -1, but his entire team also went negative with them. So Florida, not quite enough on Gavutu. That is honestly exactly why Boston Breach wanted to play that map.
aBeZy, the only player that really had a tremendous amount of kills for his squad, 25 and 15. He was putting up the big numbers. Everyone else, great job all around from Boston Breach. I mean, hey, man, we're not pushing things here and saying that was pretty much open and close from start to finish. They had a wonderful turn of events. Mutineers only managing to pull the lead back at one moment, and again, second set, as soon as that P2 ship went down, it was all Boston all day.
And just because of like how hardcore you can hold like, what, 3 out of the 5, actually 4 out of the 5 hills hills in this game, in all honesty. You make one mistake, it can cost you. This was mistake number 1 for Florida. It was on that P3 hill. They had the spawns, but they get bullied out. And I think even a little thing like that can be enough to cost you. And even later on, Florida maybe had 1 or 2 good hills the entire time, but Boston on this one completely bullied him out. Kept the spawns the entire time, ran the score up, never allowed those spawns to flip, and they just chained all of those hills together. And I mean, this is a moment that certainly looked good for Zinni to get the kills, but obviously he gets wiped out after that, but didn't make a single bit of difference. The slang for Boston, they brought it to the table for map number 1, taking care of business.
Massive break there towards the end again to nail it, and that was a wonderful opener there for Boston Breach. The beach is all theirs. They'll take it. Search and Destroy on its way now, chance. And again, for the Mutineers, a tough one, mate. I mean, not like the game mode they want to be, playing. They've obviously had difficult runs of that one. Maybe, I don't want to say a fluke, but a very, very strong performance all around when they played the Ravens. Not to be had here against Boston Breach. Berlin, Search and Destroy coming up next. Of course, followed by that Kuavo control. Mate, Berlin, we trade the windy, crazy, rainy skies of the Pacific Islands now for the crazy, windy, rainy skies of Central Europe.
A lot of rain. A surprising theme of this year for Vanguard, but Berlin is also a map that has been a theme for both of these teams of being an incredible strong point. I'd say Boston especially 5-1 on the map and the #1 team on offense in the game. They mix up their strats constantly. They will hit both bomb sites. They are incredibly difficult to read, so they have an elite record. They're already up 1-0 in the series. They're happy to be here, but funnily enough, where Boston is elite on offense, Florida may be the perfect stylistic matchup to try to take them down. #1 on defense, and admittedly when it comes to the first bloods in the 4v3s, Boston, it's a slight edge, but it's not like Florida are too shabby, right? They're still middle of the pack in most categories, elite on defense, and obviously that 3-1 record. Boston are going to be happy to be playing this map, but Florida might very well be the team to take them down.
It should be a very, very well contested map 2. Again, Berlin Search and Destroy about to dive into this one. A chance for the story of these two teams overall, and we get very, very different spots. Mutineers, not a great run through stage 2. Boston Breach, way stronger in that regard.
And that's like the theme in my mind, right? Boston certainly have been on the up and up. They had a couple players, well, the rookies, obviously, that were pretty inconsistent earlier on that, I mean, they're getting better and better. Like, they already had a handful of electric moments just at the kickoff, but now they're really starting to smooth things out. Had a nearly perfect stage 2, and again, now for them, 2 maps away from guaranteed top 3. And I was thinking for Florida, if you can just strengthen that map pool just a little bit more, that might be the thing that bumps them up. Well, obviously for the Kuavo hardpoint, did not go their way, but a map that they will also be happy to play to try to get that bounce back game.
Big bounce back game needed indeed. Mutineers fans are of course smacking their lips knowing full well that they managed to roll over the Ravens and make their way forward now into the winner's bracket, but they've got to get through Boston up next. Bounce back needed indeed for this Berlin Search and Destroy, as we will see what happens. Slight error lobby issue, friends. We diving back into this one, but hey, this should be a very, very interesting matchup again. For the Mutineers fans, chance me, I think it was a bit of a surprising after a rough run throughout the stage to even be in this position. Of course, the Ravens, again, commiserations to Trey. Hope you're feeling better, brother. But at this point in time, it was a wonderful turnaround for them. Mutineers look at the best they've looked for a really, really long time. Was it a fluke? I think this series helps decide it.
Yeah, I suppose that gives us a bit more in-depth answer. I mean, I think the Kuavo was a big theme in my mind because those were the 2 maps that Florida went against Ravens, who were on point on that map. And obviously for game #1, it doesn't work out, but who knows what happens in the control. Also on Kuavo, last time Boston and Florida played that map, it went to a round 5, and the music here, loud and ready for the action. And so are the players once we get into the Berlin. Again, a spicy one at that, expecting the control to be close. If there was one map I would have picked for a blowout, it certainly would have been the map 1. After that, I genuinely think it could almost be a coin toss with how competitive it might be. And when it comes to Search and Destroy, Methodz, I mean, he was, what, through stage 2, #1 in every single game mode. So you know he's feeling himself, but I think Skies might be one of my favorite players this year to actually watch play in Search and Destroy. Him and quite a few guys on Florida always playing the S&D 8, playing against the best players in the world. And Skies is very much a guy that knows like the nitty-gritty details of a map. Will have these clever little ways he plays. Sometimes generic positions where you're used to like AR players play, but he'll have his own little twist just to give him that extra edge. So always got to keep an eye out on Skies on the map in this game mode and get your hand towels ready. That's not a bad idea.
Not at all. It's very, very intense matches here. Major 2 has stunned and shocked the Call of Duty world for sure, and this series could well do it again. Here we go, Berlin. Search and Destroy, map #2. Here we go. And again, chance for the rookies in this matchup. opening seasons again, the debut of Capsidal and Nero here in the Pro League. And they've had a great turn of events. And again, for DavePaddy as well, he's turned heads and had a good run. Still waiting for his magical moment. We really go, hey, he truly is a wizard, but we will see. Berlin may be it.
And I've heard Methodz comments on, like, you know, he thinks both of the rookies on his squad are making an argument for Rookie of the Year, and part of the reason he gave is they are playmakers in search and destroy. Capsidal will be aggressive with an SMG. He will also pull out the sniper, but Florida on offense, they love going towards A. 4-man hit off the rip, and hey, trades come through. You got a 3v3, and Boston now starting to wrap back potentially towards A. At least they send number 3 TJ back over towards Fire, but Florida, they are forcing this through. They love this A side.
The Boston defensive holds changed again. They're now looking back towards A. DavePaddy could go huge here. Nero's going to not check that corner. How Diddly Doodly takes care of that one. That's going to be now a 2v3. Boston now starting to bleed out. DavePaddy back over on the offense. Looking to now plant that bomb. It's going to be Awakening, but TJ sneak his way through, levels the playing field. 2v2 now. Will the bomb go down? Will they opt to now make a play? Boston holding firm.
Right now, I think Awakening with the bomb is waiting for Skies to make a move. He's actually wrapping out of sight because until they have intel on TJ, you cannot afford to be comfortable, but they're making the commitment. They got Skies in the back. TJ might try to catch Awakening here in this moment, and Skies knows the Methodz is up top.
TJ sneaking again. TJ's got shots in the back now. Skies down, holding the line, not letting the pinch come through. Here comes Methodz, finds the first now. It's a straight up 1v1. We've seen TJ in these positions before do some unspeakable things to his opponents. 30 seconds on the clock. TJ's got to get the kill and the defuse.
And he's got so much time to work with, though, so he's actually trying to clear out the back, waiting for Skies, but Skies has made an adjustment. He's playing a deep corner, and I think Skies is just trying to play the game off time.
Time ticking. Skies. He's got a little bit more pep in his step. I don't know if you saw him, but I think...
didn't.
No, TJ did not see him indeed. Here comes the clock. Sky's going to play this one perfectly as you called it, Chance, and there we go. TJ not able to dive on the defuse. There's the kill. Skies. The Mutineers take round one.
And I'm telling you, this is why Skies is one of my favorite players to watch in the game mode. We see time and time again AR players just play in their deep spawn in train for those clutch spot situations. How many times have we seen a player play it like that? Sometimes with an SMG, but he's playing outer. He knows the timing perfectly of when he needs to go and check the bomb, and this is clearly a player that has invested his time in this game mode, ready to go. We'll take that first round win. Florida, they love the A side on offense, take care of business. Now the question for me is, can they stop Boston on the attack? Again, this is the #1 team on defense versus #1 on offense. And Cap with that bomb over towards A.
Statistically in their favor. We'll see how it plays out in real time. Slow looks from Boston, the offense. Again, we're watching TJ's POV right now as he tries to climb and ascend towards the top of Berlin. It is very quiet in here. Thanks for the gunshots. There we go. There's a slight opener. With now a minute to work with. Neither team making too much happen. TJ takes a couple of tags, dips on out. Nero the same. A bomb site should be the site where we do see some action, but again, it's slow, steady, methodical from Methodz, and here we go. Opening kill from Vivid. Can't get the second.
And that's bomb down, but you're also forced to go to the site, or at least you got to go pick that bomb up, so it's not like Boston can wrap this out quickly. Bomb's still not in hand, and TJ overchows and gets gunned, and you already got the flank coming through. DavePaddy's here, Methodz is going to fall, and all of a sudden Nero in a 1 versus 3, and they know exactly where he is.
25 seconds on the clock, not a lot to get anything done here, as Nero will have to throw himself into the fray, and this is not going to work out. And hey, that is a different look on defense. Florida Mutineers eliminating the options of Boston Breach. Nero is going to get anything out of this, maybe a couple of bullets for his troubles, but what a look there from the Mutineers. A solid round. They will go up 2-0. The defense, mate, yeah, called it. Very strong.
And it's just for the fact that it's the bomb guy that goes down first. You don't have the opportunity to wrap back. You can't really make the adjustments. You're forced to make a play. And, I mean, TJ gives it an attempt, but you're dealing with 2 different players with ARs posted up, and he put himself in a spot where he had no cover. After that, a hopeless situation, and Florida 2-0 up. Working on that bounce back game.
You have to see those offensive rounds get a lot more aggressive, I think, for Boston Breach. Once you let the Mutineers set up and play their game, that's exactly what you're going to see. Another round win going their way. Boston looking now to get on the board on defense. Let's see what happens. Looks like a heavy hit towards A. We're going to have a 2-2. Number 6 guys right at the back. Here comes the side door push from Capsidal. Waker's going to lock this one down. Methodz with the first blood. The flank's already on them from Vivid. He's managed to get one, get in, get out, 3v3.
And now it's a little bit confusing because you have no intel on where Vivid is. He could be anywhere, so TJ forced to back up and play a deep pocket in P3. And I think Vivid gets spotted. It's actually Nero that takes him down, and Cap strikes at the same time. All of a sudden, just like that, Dave, for the 1 versus 3, he's trying to hunt down Nero, but they know where he is. and he might be able to get that kill, but they will have intel this entire way. TJ able to spot him. Stuns are raining out. He does have 40 seconds to work with, but he's got to take a hike across the map.
He does indeed. It's a 1v2, but it's not impossible for DavePaddy. The opportunity is here for the clutch. Just about 30 seconds to work with as well. He has players around him. This could get ugly real quick. Capsidal may have just been gifted, but it's not over yet. Here comes the fight. DavePaddy, the stun's going to connect. Oh my, he's fighting this one out. Here comes TJ. Reinforcements arrive. And Breach get on the board.
Boston making the plays. Again, sort of a similar situation where the bomb just goes down at the wrong spot. And DavePaddy, pretty much just nothing he can do in that situation. Great picks that Boston was able to get. Had a very strong setup. Making sure that they don't let Vivid cause any confusion. Like they gave up the flank for free, but bounce back pretty quick.
Good stuff again out of Boston, keeping things alive. A little bit of nervous tension there from TJ. A huge series to win here for the squad for Boston. What a look it would be. The debut season here in the CDL, and Capsidal, he has been a playmaker. Ricochets off the tank there. The second doesn't land either. As DavePaddy, ears might have been ringing after that one. Still, his teammate TJ does get the first blood. We'll see what Boston do with it.
They're trying to wrap quickly. I think DavePaddy might be the guy to try to get the cutoff. You see the angle he's working with, like they cross lower trains. You won't be able to see him, but there's a couple players near P5, but Boston right now, they are taking their time. Dave looking for it, though, and he can't find it. The patience pays off for a moment.
Here comes Vivid, though. Oh, Teach! So much damage dealt there. You know, he was screaming, go, go, go. They're weak, they're weak. TJ managed to clutch up, nail the fight, not let Vivid get any more there. Smooth shots to keep Boston going another round.
And that is almost a page out of OpTic's book, right? Just group up together, play for picks. You got plenty of time to work with, and everyone there set up for the trades. And I thought for a second Dave might have had the opening, but he's dealing with Methodz on a barrel heady of sorts from the back, and of course other players nearby. So clean round, 2 bounce back rounds for Boston. Right back in the mix. As Florida, who almost always lean towards this A site, playing a little bit more neutral. Waiting to see if they can find a pick, and I think Nero might have gotten spotted, or maybe just trying to shoot through the wall to open things up. But Boston not baited by this at all. They still have heavy pressure over towards A, and Capsidal the first one to strike.
Don't forget TJ still on that 3 spree. Methodz in a spot of trouble here over by Planters. Got Vivid on the inside of this one. Bomb down over towards A. Mutineers are going to have to recover that one. Vivid's just trying to keep this map presence, trying to keep this real estate covered. I think he's going to be too ambitious here, but hey, if Methodz knows he's on the other side of this one, things get real ugly real quick, but here we go. Bomb recovered, 45 on the clock.
Yeah, how often do you think Methodz is going to be pushing in, though? He will stay here for a long time and look for the kills, and maybe Vivid gets jumpy, and well, he gets punished. Methodz much slower player, but in a 2v4, you have the bomb down, opportunity to clutch. Someone needs to get a 2.
DavePaddy saw him, it doesn't matter, he gets brought down. Skies, oh, Teach wins another big one, and that is another decisive round. No one drops. It's 3 in a row for Boston.
And TJ bringing the gunny today is what it looks like to me. That is 2 rounds where he is just frying, and in spite of that, again, the patience from Methodz. Vivid in an interesting spot, but he's one of those players that just gets a little bit itchy, right? If he stays still for too long, just feels that pressure and tries to make a play, but gets caught and punished. And that is now 3 in a row for Boston Breach.
The patience of a saint. 3 rounds in a row. When will they stop? Mutineers have got to start getting things going. Defensive round could be exactly what they need. A slow move now out of the spawns for the Boston Breach. They managed to not necessarily grab the bomb, but here comes a 2-2 split. 2 towards A, 2 towards B, mid-map, blown wide open. Methodz with the first blood, awakening an immediate trade back. We will see. Stuns coming through. TJ, he's flying. TJ's got another. That's 5 now in a row.
I mean, they're just playing TDM, trying to run straight through the middle of the map, but it is trades on trades, and all of a sudden, 1 versus 2, Vivid is flying. He has dead silence pop, so I don't know if they heard it, but 2 players focused. They were looking at the back. I don't think they have any idea that Vivid just pushed through.
They posted up. Oh no, it's a corner. Pick a corner, any corner of Boston. Another good round. Vivid could not get it going there. The 1v2 clutch was on, but Mutineers, all their options are just being completely eliminated.
And they just can't stop the bleeding. I mean, Florida doing a nice job on defense to try to deal with again. Boston has a ton of different strats, and they get the trades toward the middle of the map, but eventually, once they had that man advantage, again, they will play off the time. They will be patient, get cornered up, wait until you have the intel before you make a move. And now they are just preparing for their next round. Florida back over towards A. a round that they need to get to stop this bleeding.
TJ's smoking them at 7-3. Methodz takes a couple of tags from Skies. Good work. Capsidal on the close spot. This should be his 5th in a row. Plays with it. Ends it. Capsidal continues to be a menace. And he's out. Real action movie stuff. Bullets through the glass windows. He flies through it. The Capsidal now the last player left alive for his team. This is exactly what the Mutineers needed.
And he's on a 5 spree. I was going to say maybe be patient and try to play for the glide and take your time, but he was trying to find an easy pick off bomb and try to get that and get out of dodge. But that is Florida doing what Florida does best, getting the pressure over towards that A site. And, I mean, just bullying them out. Methodz gets caught. And after that, players just fall like dominoes, one by one. Around Florida needed to get to stop that bleeding. That's the attacking round. They're going against the best team on offense on this map, Boston. They mix up looks all the time. Florida still need an answer.
Sees 2 on the cross. Plenty of information passed over. It should give a lot more clearance towards that B site. But again, oh, Skies, first blood might change that up for them now. Here we go. Capsidal looking to make the entries. Oh, and he's planting it. He's got no idea. Skies may slow peek this one. He might be able to catch himself at least one. Ooh, the shots are there. Doesn't get the kill. Capsidal will live to fight another day at 6 HP.
I mean, they have him trapped, but I can't believe they didn't chow instantly. Now he chows out, but DavePatty, the hero for his team, catches him. TJ should know that he is being hunted in this back room. He's ready for the gunfight. Takes one down, able to stay alive for a moment. The trades are in, though. Florida have 3. Methodz has to go big.
He's got to go big. The coverage. All the members of the Mutineers still alive, trying to keep him safe. DavePatty dropped, but plenty of time. They didn't need a body block hit, and Skies will get that defuse. We're all going in, even Stevens. 4-4.
I mean, maybe that is good discipline for Skies to not chow when he has the guy one shot. To me, that is a risk. That is a gunfight. I want him to finish, but DavePatty, the savior in that moment to catch Capsidal, because by God, did he almost make that play. But that's the response you needed. You get that first blood from Skies. You make the big play, and you clutch up that defensive round, and we got ourselves a tie game. This might have round 11 written all over it. These guys have played 3 S&Ds. Boston have won them all 2 round 11s and a round 10. Mutineers trying to change that narrative.
We called it. It was going to be a close matchup, and it's exactly what we're getting. 4-4 now. Mutineers now on offense. And slowly but surely towards the site we go. Capsidal tagged up. No deaths just yet for him. Boston on the 2-2 split on defense. You got DavePatty, top right as well.
I think they're going to take their time. If DavePatty is playing this deep corner, he can see the full flank. If you cut through P5, if you go all the way around, Dave will have that read. But for Boston, they're not taking any bait for the moment. Not biting on anything. So Florida clearing out this ace site, and with those nades coming through, they should know it's open, but they should also know Zenny loves to play in this B3 spot.
Yeah, he's a very, very patient player. He's been here all match long. And we'll see what happens again, keeping a vigilant eye over across that A bomb site. All 4-4 now. As again, it is a very, very tense search, and this is what we saw again when the Mutineers, when they were winning their rounds. Oh no, it's changed indeed. Methodz with the first blood cracks the map wide open. It's now forced movement out of the Mutineers, and they're right into the jaws of Capsidal, eating him alive. 25 seconds, Skies, last man up. He's going to make a fight of it. Gets at least one. A 1v3 now, he's got to get out and get good. But again, for now, the time is all on Boston's side. They can sit pretty and let this happen.
And TJ, by the way, I think him and Methodz are the 2 players that wins them that round. There was a moment sort of in the middle when things were stagnant where TJ spots a player from a cut in towards P5, leaning towards the A site, and they said, hey, if we see him still over at A, no one needs to wrap around, no one needs to go on the flank, we can just wrap back. So that spot that Dave was playing in, the strat that Florida had, well, TJ with the intel knows they don't have to take that bait, and obviously it doesn't hurt that Methodz can shoot through walls like that. That laser vision on point. 5-4 lead for Boston. #1 team in the game on the attack. They want to close it out here.
Map point looking to go up. 2-0 in the series. Capsidal impatient at best. They're looking to get there immediately. Skies over towards the B-bomb site, having to back on up. Here comes Boston. Pressure now mounting as they make their way forward. Capsidal off the back line. You've got Nero already on the bomb site. And oh no, Skies didn't see it. He didn't see it. He leaps out. Cleans him up. Bomb being planted to B. TJ on the defense, bringing him down. It's all over the big wake of the 1v4. And this is seemingly impossible, even for Demon Joe. What can he do now with the bomb planted? A clean 1v4. This would have to be truly historic, and he's a dead man. Boston breach. They managed to steal the search and destroy after an absolute blowout on the first map. 2-0 here in the series.
And honestly, that is not a team that plays like half their squad is rookies. I mean, just veteran stuff from start to finish. Perfect strats. They were patient when they needed. They get the offensive rounds. And again, even little moments, like it's not just the first bloods that Capsidal was getting. Obviously, those are nice to have, but moments where TJ is getting the information where they just know exactly what kind of play call they need to make. I mean, TJ, honestly, putting in work, 10 kills, most damage in the lobby, making those mid-round reads, and obviously, we definitely caught more of it early on, but he brought the gunny today.
He barely lost a 1v1 fight. I mean, Sky's put up a decent amount of damage as well, but just not enough. Florida Mutineers unable to get anything going here in the winners bracket. 6-4, the final score on Berlin. And hey, man, good looks out of Boston Breach. The first 2 maps in the series, relatively comfortable ones at that. Gavutu control coming up in just a moment. And Chance, before we go to this break, I've got to do it. I'm so sorry, brother. There we go. Had to do it. I just had to. That's brilliant. There we go. Right. Let's go to a quick break on the other side of this one. Gavutu control. Could be a 3-0. We'll be right back.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Zenny. Armor your eyes with Block's gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL.
Boston Breach seemingly leaps and bounds above the Florida Mutineers at 2-0 here in our winners bracket matchup. And oh baby, what an event this has been so far. Røkkr Major 2 has been a treat for all. And this is a view of the VIP room. Food, snacks, drinks, and all sorts of fun things available. If you got yourself one of those VIP tickets, get in there. Look at those two guys. That almost felt scripted. Sushi and everything. My word. Can't believe it. Might have to go in there after the series, Chance.
I was like, where is that?
It's just outside, literally right out that door.
I'd eat that food. That looks delicious. I'm there for that. I'll be there after the series.
If you're here in the venue and you're in the VIP room, we might have to see you in a mo. But before that, it is strictly business. We have ourselves a Control and Gavutu to play. This is a last-ditch effort here in the winners bracket for the Florida Mutineers. We have to see the turnaround because right now it is all Boston Breach.
I mean, just in a phenomenal spot. The stage 2 that these guys have has been electric. The rookies have been stepping up. Methodz, I mean, could be just the #1 overall performer throughout this stage. But this is something that we talked about as soon as the tick change came through of Boston. Their record before this was abysmal. Their KD was not great, but they were one of the very best teams in the game at actually playing the objective. So as soon as that switch got made, well, here they are, finding all the kills, playing the objective. It has had been a ridiculous turnaround for this squad, and they were just waiting to play that OBJ role. Into Gavutu we go. I'd say for the flip side, in my mind, similar story for Florida. Vivid, I mean, this entire year until this major had not gone positive on Gavutu, hardpoint or control a single time. But the 3 Gavutus that Florida have had, maybe he's not taken over the map, but he has certainly been on point, always near even, and he actually went positive for the first time. So that's the player I'm looking at for Florida. Of course, though, for Boston, I mean, it was just a few weeks ago that they played Florida on this map. They beat them in a 3-2 fashion. And obviously, there it is, the average ticks. That is where Boston thrives.
Yeah, look to see them capture the objective plenty of times here on our Gavutu Control. Methodz has had one hell of a series so far. Brilliant stuff out of the old fella. And again, I say old, he ain't that old, but he's making it look great so far. The gun is still 18. Here we go, though. Mutineers, Boston Breach. Map number 3. A must-win now for Mutineers to stay alive in the series.
And one map away from that guaranteed top 3. How badly they want us, and well, not a bad opening break either. A couple kills go their way, plenty of presence over around the ship. I think Nero's by himself on point, and maybe he has a little bit of coverage from up top, but a couple players fall, and Boston forced to dip out for the moment. But you can never afford to lose this boat control, and for the moment, so far so good. Capsidal and TJ putting in the work to try and keep it, or then it'll be there to shut him down.
Nice work again, just to slow that one down. You lose one segment at A for now. You got a little bit of work to do still for Boston Breach over there. But Vivid, the one man right now, locking down the boat seemingly alone. The rest of the squad now making their way forward, looking to reinforce the position. The A zone, it is not safe just yet. Big kills from his teammates either side. It's a 2 spree currently for Vivid. Looking to find a few more, but up the beach we go. Great stuff out of the Mutineers.
And that is a great read by Dave Patty as well. Methodz was trying to do his best zero impression and find an opening towards the beach, but he gets shut down, and Boston really don't have much map presence at all. Awakening wins the next one, and maybe TJ's taking his turn to work over towards P1, or maybe Boston, they're going for a B hit in the middle of this round.
They're trying to make something happen. TJ's going to be the player getting ever so close. Vivid on the other side. Just a tippity top of his cap. Shots are in. There's the trade. Kills coming through. Awakening now trying to find something through mid. Skies is going to get the help as well. Here comes Nero trying to support those players at ring. Oh no, and he's just turned at the wrong time. 27 seconds now remaining. They're off the B zone. Over towards A we go. It's Methodz. Awakening's made the read. Should be able to slow him down here. Final 20.
Yeah, Boston not making a good enough read. You have to keep ring control forever. So as soon as Nero wants to look over his teammate, you lose ring. Well, you have a 0% chance of capturing B after the fact. And now you're worried about the pinch. You're worried about everything. You are getting chopped down one by one. And they were so good at capturing ticks, and now they only have one. Florida have annihilated them on this round. Unless there's a hero play, which there isn't, Florida as good as it gets to kick off this control.
One segment capture towards A. That's all you get. That's all you get to take so
That's
far.
basically nothing.
That's not a lot. A's been a real gimme zone here throughout Gavutu Controls. It seemingly gets captured every single time. So wonderful work from the Mutineers, keeping that first round things going good. Boston Breach, we'll see them now attempt to keep the Mutineers at bay. Florida, we have not seen them lift a trophy or even get even close to a finals since, what, the 2020 season. Of course, with Big Wake joined the team, it's 3 back-to-back. Incredible work for the Mutineers, but for now, we'll see what happens. Sky's first blood. Over towards the middle of the map we go, looking to get themselves in on towards A. Boston breach, the defenders, the numbers dwindling.
You get 3 kills. I would just stack this point as quickly as you can.
Stack it.
Pushed out, but he lets someone pass, but that should be a free kill. And able to stay alive, and the more he gets, the better you will be. He's a cut-off man, so right now your man on hill, davePaty, his job is comfortable, but even Dave from the hill is helping out. Vivid's still trying to be that roaming slayer. He's the guy for the team where if he turns his Gabutus around, this is where Florida can shine. 4 automatons is what they're rocking, and already a second tick about to come through.
It's working great. They've already done a much better job than Boston Breach did in the opening sort of 20 seconds of the round. They're looking to close out A. And it could happen any second now. 2 remaining members alive at the moment in time for Boston Breach before the rest get on spawn, and here they go. Over towards B, trying to keep the play alive, but already Mutineers, they've fought their way forward. They've got presence now over towards B, and Vivid, a couple more kills, they can dive on that as well.
And they got an open lane. Awakening's already found the first one. Looking for the Chucky, can't quite get it, but you still have that presence on point. davePaty right now, he's on a 4 spree. He does not have to worry about his flank. His teammates have ring control, so Florida right now in a very strong spot.
They're starting to capture B. It's nearly gone. The first segment, it's only 1 player for now. It's Vivid, and he's slaying his way through it. Nero trying to escape, finds 1. Here comes the pressure. 2 minutes to play with, and right now, I don't think the Mutineers need it. If they can take care of Nero, this could go great. davePaty still alive and kicking, kills going his way. Vivid as well, gets a second. That is tremendous. Second segment of B gone, and we might be looking at an offensive round win in a matter of moments.
They are going to get this, and davePaty one-off streaks. If the nades don't come through in time, he might be good enough to get it, but no! Get shut down in the nick of time, but if I'm Skies, get on that point. You are right there. You are an inch away from winning it.
Stays alive. Is he going to kill Methodz as well? Sky's doing everything he possibly can with a rat in hand. No. My word, we were a pixel away from a perfect round for the Mutineers, but now still loads of time to work with, but Boston Breach have been given second wind here in round 2.
I mean, surely there's no way that they dropped the ball when they got that close. I mean, you still have Vivid putting all the pressure in the world, 13 kills already to his name, and davePaty right there with them. The slang's been on point, and well, obviously it is an 18 versus 5. If I'm Florida, I don't know how you orchestrate this, but you try to capture the tick before you kill them all. Right now, I think Boston, I mean, they're looking for the miracle if they can find it, but just make sure that last tick doesn't come through. It honestly might be better just to die if you can't find all these kills.
Yeah, you don't let them cap it. Final 4 players now remaining for Boston Breach. Methodz, last chance, brought down. There we go. Vivid does find himself in a 5 spree. 15 and 5 overall. Kavutu's very own Giant gets himself another one. Capsidal
this is the moment. Just capture it. Just capture it. Do not kill Capsidal. You have 14 lives to try to get that extra. Okay, or not. Look, it might not be necessary because you're up 2-0. You're feeling great anyway, but at some point this year, I think there might be one very specific moment like that where you just want to get the tick instead for that, like, advance for that round 5 defense. Admittedly, I mean, that is 2 perfect rounds from Florida. That is as good as it gets, so they're in a great spot, but there is wiggle room for the 200 IQ play. I'm just saying.
And what a moment it may be, Charles. We will see, though. But either way, a nice bit of a turnaround there. It is. Great work on offense. They captured so many of those points. I mean, what, they're up by 3, I think, at this stage. We'll see how it fares now. Vivid does manage to get himself streaks. Glide bomb will come in handy a little bit later. It's a 2-2 split now on offense for Boston Breach. But so far, nice looks out of Mutineers.
And when, again, I was saying it earlier for Vivid, he is on a 10 spree. He is 21 and 5. This is a man coming into the tournament, had not gone positive on this map a single time. And here he is, quadruple positive, dominating Methodz, who has been, you know, one of the best ARs, if not this, like the best AR this stage. Still, you got to make sure you close this game out, but right now, the slaying prowess that Florida has, I mean, it cannot be understated. They're what, like plus 25 in kills right now.
First segment over towards A is taken care of. Kills going the way now of the Mutineers. Nero's trying to stop these players out. 3 clean for Boston now as they approach rapidly towards B. Look at this onslaught, trying to cut the spawners out. Vivid goes down, trades come through, and if not for davePaty's 2-piece there, that could have got real bad. He stays alive on B. All he has to do is deal with Methodz, who at this point can't even deal with that fence.
I mean, that is one of the most difficult things in this game, to run through the fences, to break them open. It is very inconsistent about when it works. So Methodz struggles a little bit, but where he struggles, Florida just taking full advantage. I mean, you have to win this round. You have 45 seconds left on the clock. You are still dealing with players in your spawn, and that's a nice start to get 2, but still Awakening on a 4. Whoa. Everybody is here from Florida. Piecing them up 1 by 1. Clean 4 down, and honestly, that moment right there, Florida will be able to get this 3-0 win.
Oh, that could be a 3-0 right then and there as Big Wake's let a couple through, but for now, he's just going to have those later. Unbelievable. 20 seconds remaining here as Big Wake letting them know, here come the streaks.
The fastest Gavutu control we have seen this year, without question. What a ridiculous turnaround for Mutineers, and unless they can slow down the clock towards the end, but you're down on lives, you don't have that map control. Finally, they take down Awakening, and actually, funnily enough, TJ's trying to make a hero play over towards B. Nero's picking up a couple towards the middle of the map, so there's only 5 seconds on the clock, but then the next God Bomb comes in. Good luck with this one.
Okay, they opt to go for A. Here comes the player hit towards B. There it is. Kills come through. The Florida Mutineers absolutely eviscerate Boston on Gavutu. Okay, friends. Pens and paper out. We're going to be dissecting that one for a hot minute. Boston, no idea what went wrong for them there.
We will dissect this one for 5 seconds. Florida outslayed them, not even remotely close. You get all the kills. Wins are that easy. Analysis done. Now I want to talk about the fact that 2-0 leads are not safe. I know day one was filled with 3-0 after 3-0, but you can ask Nate Shot of the LA Thieves how comfortable a 2-0 lead is until it is over. It is not. And that is double negative for half the players for Boston Breach. That is an absurd stat line for all of Florida. Maybe nerves were in the bag for like map number 1, because that is a absurd performance they just threw on Gavutu. Vivid, especially that turnaround, 22-10. I mean, he deserves all the credit in the world, at least for that one map.
And he really was the X factor for his squad there. We've been giving him nothing but props, a lot of chit-chat towards the start of this one. And if you watch across the highlights, he really was the man dominating them as well. Big Wake with a great spree towards the end there. 2 sets of streaks used very well indeed by the Florida Mutineers, but that is what we expected out of a team we saw absolutely slap London on day one.
And that's honestly, I mean, that's completely wild. Like, I don't know if they switched sides of the stage or what happened, or if there was just some absurd pep talk from the coaches of Florida. Maybe Ogre, too, just got in their ear and gave them some of that GOAT-level advice. But whatever the case may be, Florida certainly not out of this series. Dominance on Gavutu. A turnaround they will obviously be happy to have in the Gunny. There is no question about it. It is certainly hot. Funnily enough, though, the next map we have is Berlin. Florida Mutineers, it's not their auto veto. They've only banned it 20% of the time. 0-0. They literally just have never played it. They have had so many 0-3s and so many 3-0s that the map 4s are occasionally rare, and I mean, we honestly have no idea what to expect.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one indeed. Again, this is the Awakening spree towards the end. Rat came to play, and Demon Joe flayed them alive. That was a great run towards the end. Buying times all over the place, and good looks, mate. And you know what they say? I don't know if anyone says this, but when the GOAT bleeds, you reverse sweeps. So let's see if that Boolean hardpoint could be the start of something truly special for the Mutineers.
I like it. I'm cool with that one, but Berlin, a very interesting one. And just because you're 0-0, there is no intel. It's not like Boston can do their homework. They're obviously going to play the map. They will happy to be here as well. It's not like they're too shabby. 4-2 record for Boston Breach, and I'd say really hard point is where Boston was able to shine throughout stage 4. 8-2, well now 9-2 in their last 11 in the game mode with their map 1 win. And certainly it is a mode where they have had Florida's number as well. An interesting one to say the least. I mean, if you're not working with the stats, I don't even know what to talk about, Mark.
Well, plenty we can talk about, Chance. Pressure is now on, though, for Boston Breach. Again, we've seen how well they can play when they're up, but now with their backs, not necessarily against the wall, but we're one step closer towards that sweet, sweet game 5. And you call it, mate, 0-2 leads on nothing here in Vanguard. Crazy things have been happening all day long. Of course, we saw the LA Thieves take an extremely dramatic dip out of the tournament early on. Mate, I don't know where we go from here, because again, there's no records against Berlin here on Berlin for the Mutineers. Outside of scrims, scrims are only one thing, and as we've seen time and time again, no matter what you're doing in scrims, no matter how you're performing, when it comes to the main stage, that's really where the difference is made.
And it's also, you like can't afford to make any mistakes, right? I think that was the thing for Florida, just a couple very small moments on Gavutu where things just spiral out of control. It's not quite as extreme on Berlin, but you still got to make sure you're on point with the pressure on. Boston still 1 map away from locking in top 3. Florida, a long way to go. And even if we get to that Desert Siege, these guys have squared up on that map twice. Boston has beaten them both times. Once in a round 11, once in a round 10. But Boston not afraid of the desert.
Last major as well, mate. It was a game 5, and it was an incredible play out of Methodz, a ninja defuse to seal the deal against this very team. Will it be a repeat? Another showdown in the desert for game 5. Got to get there first. And the road to the desert starts here in Berlin. And again, it is nervous tension across the stage. Many of these players have been in before, Chance, but again, for the rookies, this is a massive, massive opportunity to get a great spot early on in their career here in Vanguard.
And it is not always easy to bounce back after you get destroyed like that on Gavutu. Again, that literally might be the record for the fastest Gavutu control this year. And you get outslayed by 25, 30 kills. You got Awakening lighting up the kill feed. You got Vivid dominating you the entire time. Not an easy one to try and bounce back from.
Damn.
Again, his single best performance on that map this entire year. Couple captures as well and 19 non-tradeds. Vivid certainly looking to carry that momentum over to Germany.
And here we go, map number 4. We're still on match point for Boston Breach, but this could be the beginning of the reverse sweep now for the Mutineers. Hard point it is, first to 250. And this is an absolute must-win for the Mutineers too, because again, the team that has not had a whole lot of luck when it comes to reverse sweeps is 3-0s or so 3s, you name it, but here we go. P1's up, let's get it.
And the good news for Boston, they are coming in from the good side. I think it was a key to victory early on. They love the opening breaks on this map. I think they're outscoring teams 31-9, but Vivid strikes with 2, gets the quick flanker. Maybe slow down the pace. That is a lot of attacks flying your way, but the contest is in the hill. Vivid trying to time out the flank, and there it is. Boston where they dominate the P1 off the rip. Florida there to shut him down.
Oh, he's not stopping here, baby. Oh my God, he was a second away from getting his 5th in a row. Stays alive. Vivid still on a tear. Time going the way of the Mutineers, and what a wonderful opening it was. And okie dokie, spots himself another player, Capsidal now. The approach from Boston, 3 players making their way in through the front, now making 2. Sneaky moves out of Boston, looking to make the break here, but it's slow, it's steady, it's TJHaly, but it's still Vivid. It's still, no, he can't get any more. Boston with the time.
And hey, you'll take those final 8 seconds to scrap. That is an opportunity. Vivid gets both those kills. You're coming off spawn and you lose this rotation towards P2, but now as soon as the hill pops, Boston already here to swarm. They're actually inside the hill first. Nero top 3, looking for a couple kills, but he can't get him. And look who's in the feed again. Vivid was the man that picked up 2 on that rotation. Florida, he has been their hero these past 2 maps, and hey, he's not stopping.
It's the breaks once again. There we go. Now Nero trying to get to the point. Dave Paddy brought down. Capsidal backing him up. Here we go. 2-man pinch now towards the point. Awakening's up first. Big kills. Trades are on point, and Skies last man alive in the point. How long though can he keep it going? Here comes Tej through the window. Finds at least one with a rat, and there we have it. Breaks are on for Boston, and it's on Vivid once again, trying to be the hero.
Yeah, Vanguard though, man. Methodz can't punch the walls and Vivid can't run through them. Always so awkward in those moments, but just an inconsistency you gotta deal with. Skies, by the way, picking up 2, and I think Awakening looking for his 2nd that he cannot find. That is a quick look at the problems he has been having, but now Vivid on rotations, he has been elite, but this time gets shut down. A little too quick on that corner is Capsidal, and Boston will be secure over towards P3. They're down by 20 seconds, but they can obviously turn their game around right here.
Big rotation. 2-2 split. Capsidal and Methodz make it just a 2 split. Nice work out of Breach now. Time going their way. Looking to take the lead and exchange hands here. As Florida Mutineers trying to find their way forward. Capsidal continues to run amok. His iconic 9 spree. The kickoff classic. Very similar shades as he keeps things going. TJ now locking down the other side of the map. We've got a contest for a brief moment. Skies is in, but Awakening with an 8.
Oh, he's trying to be that opener. Skies can find one, but yeah, well, a teammate will pretty much shut that all down, and the nades come through, and that'll be not quite a full 60, but I don't know, 50, maybe 52 that Boston be able to get right back in this game, and then some. Taking that lead, and TJ thinking about rotations. He's working with his teammates. They're trying to fight this through train, but Florida, a couple players stacked up. This flank might be perfect, but he gets caught. You got Florida 2 on point, 2 clean with it. Secure rotation over towards this new hill, but obviously they're down by 30. A back and forth game.
Train yard trying to turn it into a fortress. How do Fortress train yard. They're going to lock that one down as Skies atop his perch. Sweet shots to be found. I think he may have seen the shadow of Methodz there atop 3rd. He's definitely saw the bullets of Methodz there as he brings him down. Awakening still soaking up the time. The hill kitten purring. Time ticking away. The Mutineers looking to get back into this one after a shocking P3. Unable to make the break, but so far it's looking okay.
He need that one gunfight though, right? You got Awakening just with 2 kills, and he finds that one. He can continue to be that super soaker, but Boston get him out of the point at least for a moment to try to chip away this time, but this is the power position on this hill of all power positions. Vivid helping out his teammates, being that cutoff man, and now trying to get those final few moments of scrap. Methodz trying to buy his teammates time, and I think he might have just done enough. Tax coming through, but I think Florida nice and secure. This has been the lead being exchanged 4 hills in a row, back to back to back to back. Maybe now Boston's turn to try to string something together on P5.
Yeah, the lead may change again. P5's up now, center of the map. Difficult hard point to hold. We've seen a few teams master it somewhat. The destroyed hall is now open for business. Here we go. Methodz wins a big one against DavePatty as the kills coming on through. Capsidal, close range engagement now against Big Wake, brings him down. Skies is up next. No chance though, over to the point we go now. And still, no one managed to really get in this one. Both teams doing a wonderful job contesting it from afar. And finally, the Mutineers get in there and cross the 100-point mark.
And a bunch of gunfights being won like around the edges of the map as well, just to make it a little bit more difficult to collect time. But with that one from Skies and that one from Vivid, the outside lanes were almost covered. TJ, the only player that can maybe find the opening, but DavePatty just soaking up all this time on P5. And if you don't have those spawns towards P1,
wow,
you are happy to collect it. This has been a pretty strong hill overall for Florida. And about a 35-second lead that they'll have, but the good news for Boston, you have those P1 spawns, and I mean, this is a hill that you can absolutely turn into a decent chunk of time. So Boston, this is their moment. Try to take that lead once again.
We'll see if they can take the lead back, because again, that's basically been the name of the game here on Berlin. Shots out of Methodz, 11-9 for him. He's had a little bit of a slower run so far, but there we go. A big flank now. A huge one from Skies. A very sneaky one. See if he can break that point. He's going to find at least one. Pressure is now on. Here comes Methodz now trying to run back, reinforce the point. TJ, though, the bastion for Boston.
And you take that route to go on the flank, but everyone else loses the gunfights in train, so Boston turn up, and now they just have to turn around. And Capsidal, this timing might end up being beautiful to shoot a couple players in the back. Florida trying to set up the pinch, though, win a couple intros. Now the pressure is on Boston.
Here comes the hit now. Boston trying to hold this one down. Methodz down low, watching the kill. Skies trades about. Here comes DavePatty, though, from upstairs.
Nice
into the point he goes, wins it. That's going to get the break for now. Boston still have Capsidal close enough with a contest. Finds one as Capsidal still alive. Rotation now going down, and it's Vivid over by the mailroom. He versus Nero now with Methodz involved as well. That's the rotation fight done. It's all going to go the way of Boston unless Mutineers can get close.
I mean, this is what, the 5th or 6th time that the lead is exchanged, because Boston will be here early on. So I think this game is being set up to be an absolute battle. While Skies is roaming over towards Docks, Boston giving him nothing. They have stacked up second story, third story, and first is theirs. Give him an elevator. They got everything covered, but Skies trying to pinch.
Here he goes through the window. Eyes up, trying to find anything. Sees a shoulder. That almost gets a lot more for his troubles. Time, though, still in the favor of Boston Breach for now. They've got numbers still on point. Kills coming through from Methodz. Skies got to pick a corner, man. They're absolutely everywhere. There's no cover left there in P2. They've blown it all away. The battle's still going. We're thinking about next again for Methodz. Big brain on Nim, trying to stay alive. Nero, though, bringing the gunfight up close, managing to win a few more. And there's 20 seconds here, Chance. This is very valuable time.
And number 7, by the way, taking a route. So him versus 4 have a big gunfighter, an important moment. But this scrap time right now, you're actually fighting for it. And Boston get it out. Methodz is on a 5.
Uh-oh.
The rotation, Florida had to win, but Capsidal picks up 2 and shuts them down. They get him out of the scrap. They win the rotation. That moment right there might be the one for Boston where they win this game, as Tony right now cooking him up.
He's cooking him up, looking to get streaks. Awakening's up next. Tags are in. Vivid saves the day for his squad for now. Capsidal puts him to bed. 50 seconds here. And this should be it. A massive pinch. All angles covered. That's a break now for Florida Mutineers. Time surely going their way.
That could have been the moment for Boston to take this game over, but they chop the ball, and Florida now take over this hill. Again, we might have the lead change hands as you see them all stacked up in and around the point. Capsidal, though, the intro man, him and Nero working together through fire, but maybe chopped down before he can make a move. Both of them fall in 25 seconds to go. Florida, they have time to make moves on this rotation. Plenty of scrap time left on this hill.
The lead changes hands once again as Florida Mutineers remain firm here on the hard point. Rotation's already down. Those green arrows making their way to the lower right-hand side of the map. That's where the next hard point is, and they've got themselves set up. Great time for the Mutineers to be grabbed here. The rotation's going down for them. They're making their way across map. TJ, he can only do so much. Awakening takes care of him. Next hard point's open. Here we go.
And you're having what for Florida? Maybe one player going on the full flank, couple players through P5, maybe through the train side of thing, but TJ on the cross, he's in that power position, catching them all. Methodz is posted up in his tank, and TJ winning a couple intros. Florida nowhere near being able to set foot inside this hill until they shred him through. DavePatty taking off heads. Capsidal the next in line, and there he goes. DavePatty, the hero for the squad.
There's time going the way of the Mutineers for now, but there's a bit of a crossfire. You've still got to worry about Nero alive on the inside of the warehouse. Here he comes, jumping to the point, brought down immediately. TJ there for the trade. Skies cuts him down. The war raging on the point, trying to keep Methodz alive. He's got one angle of attack to work with. His teammates are getting taken care of. 20 seconds here, the Mutineers could have it. Here comes Boston though, still alive in the fight. Methodz gets another. That's That's the back line open now. 10 seconds to Boston.
This has been a map of endurance, lead exchanging multiple times, but who can make the plays for what I'm expecting to be these final 2 hills? This will be a constant battle for the left side spawns that for the moment Boston have. That is step 1, but step 2, you can't let them collect all this time on P5. Florida, they actually thrived the first go around on this hill, and right now they're trying to set up for it, but again, you can keep the spawns for Boston, you're still in a good spot, so Methodz winning these gunfights over towards trains, always important.
It's a delicate balance now for both teams. Boston Breach can't let the time go all their way. Mutineers don't want to lose those spawns either. Boston Breach are not out of this yet. Kills keep coming on through. Sky's on a 3, makes it a 4. Picks up time as well. Over the 200 point mark, Nero managing to stop him down. Oh no! Nero gets both of them on point.
And that's some big kills again, but number 8 taking the round again. You need these left side spawns the entire time in Boston. Do they read this flank from Awakening? It's looking like no one is going to do it for the moment. Methodz is the first one to fall, but Awakening by himself has to pick up the second, but he gets shut down. All for maybe a 1v1 or a 1v2. Vivid just gets caught. The rotation is there. The reads are in. And Boston here first, down by 15, but they can go on a tear in this moment. They can win it on P1.
P1's been very kind to them now. Capsidal trying to slow the push through mid. Here comes the hit through train. Chef Tony's got that one, cleaning them up. Looking at that game clock as well. Minute 46 to play with. Not a whole lot of time. Here comes Awakening though. Last man up, TJ. Trying to keep the defense alive. He gets brought down, and it is DavePaDy. That is a big win. And now the time going the way of the Mutineers. 30 for the win.
And that's a break that if you're Boston just can't happen. Now the pressure's on, and you are in the blender. You get the dog spawn, and I mean, number 3, TJ, he's got to wait for his teammates, but you are getting chopped along the way. DavePaDy, the hero marathon man in this hill, shredding them all, winning his team this game.
That's a 7 for DavePaDy. That's 10 seconds for the win. Here come the streaks as well. And I'll tell you what, you're a wizard, Paddy. You've absolutely slayed this one out. You've locked the time down, and you have just bought your team a ticket to Game 5.
Florida Mutineers. They came to play, they came to slay. The bounce back from being down 0-2. Skies, lights out performance the entire time. DavePaDy right there with them with that spree towards the end. I mean, P1 again, you can lock it down, but Florida took it over and dominated them. They didn't win that rotation battle, but they won nearly every single gunfight after the fact. I mean, Dave got the 30 bomb, got a third of them in that final hill, and Sky's there that entire time, and even Vivid. Maybe 27-30 doesn't look great, but remember the start he had to set the pace of that game. Florida were 0-0 on Berlin hardpoint. They got the only win they needed.
Slow and steady now for the Mutineers. They've crawled their way into the Game 5. The reverse sweep is on. When the goat bleats, you know the rest. There we go, though. I look across the maps and modes, and once again, history repeats itself. Desert Siege, the showdown, map 5 here in the winner's bracket. Last time these two teams met in a tournament. Oh, baby. It's going to be another one. And hey, John B, 30 years old and at the reverse sweep, and you may well see 2 in a day. Hey, what a day for learning for all of us. We've seen some crazy angles, we've seen some magical moments, and hey, we may get another reverse sweep, but that chance is going to be something we will see after this quick commercial break. Don't go too far, friends. This could be an absolute banger. When we come back, Desert Siege awaits.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Upgrade your game with a Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Straight into it. Our Scuff play of the game. DavePaDy with the diamond hands, holding on to the hard point in the final moments of this Berlin to force the game 5. And damn, son, he was throwing.
I mean, literally the 6 spree that, like, well, 6 kills inside the hill. They got him here, and he fried them. I mean, just undeniable how clean that wizard shot can be. And that's the turnaround in Boston. They got to be feeling that pressure in Florida. They got to be feeling those vibes. All of this, though, just to force that game 5 to Desert Siege we go. These teams have played it twice. One was around 11, one was around 10, and this was the final map that they played at the Major 1. Obviously, that was Methodz, hopping the bomb, making those big, I was going to say a word, plays. Big brain plays. We can go with that, B. That works so much better. The Methodz clutched up in that moment. Florida looking for revenge, trying to make sure they get that top 3 placement in a reverse sweep fashion. How sweet that would be.
Both teams have found themselves in an incredible position, given, you know, how they've stacked up in the league so far, finding themselves here playing for top 3. This is going to be an absolute banger, friends. Florida. The Mutineers looking to right the wrongs of what has been an ugly stage so far, but top 3 at the Major, nice. And for Boston Breach, of course, for them, 2 rookies here on the team trying to show the league they're made of some real tough stuff. Here we go.
And Florida Mutineers, again, 0-3 on this map. One of the worst, like, round win percentages on Desert Siege. But when they go against Boston, they go toe-to-toe. They are neck and neck, and obviously they will be doing their homework. They know this map is going to get through. Mutineers need something special, and for Boston, I mean, this is just operation. You got to keep the confidence. Do not choke. Close it out in the search and destroy. They are perfect in search and destroy against Florida. And even in the map 5, they have that edge.
Mutineers trying to turn over a new leaf here in the Minnesota Røkkr Major number 2. And already a quiet start. Quite a tense one at that as well. Vivid. Definitely saw TJ's head there. Pressure now towards B. Here come the nades. A pair of them. This could kill Vivid if they land, but no. Only one does connect. Oh, that was close. Pressure still towards that mid-map now. And oh my word, DavePaDy could honestly pop off. He's very sneaky indeed. Oh, big win. Stays alive.
He does get caught though. Now Awakening, maybe the next farthest player pushed forward, but no pressure on A just yet. The bomb is actually down, funnily enough, and Boston haven't quite yet made that move. 35 seconds in this round, bunch of holes open. Capsidal looking for the timing, and he gets it. Next one is strike. 3 versus 2 for Boston.
Powerful patient play up. Capsidal now. TJ getting involved. All to Vivid now. And a 1v3. 25 seconds left though. A-bomb's going to be planted fast. Here comes the nade from Vivid playing the long game. He still has to take care of Capsidal. That's one step done. Gets out with his life. Sniper in hand with an automaton.
He's been the monster as well. They know he plays out with the sniper. You got to be delicate about your angles and got to be on point up top. And there you go. Gets taken down. Boston get that first round. And I already can't remember. I think it was TJ. We saw him in the Berlin gunning a few players down. I'm pretty sure in that round, Skies, who was up top on this very plat, it looked like on the mini-map, TJ gave him the gunning. Got to make sure you do not let TJ get hot. He can absolutely take over games of search and destroy, and at least gets his team that bounce back. Again, you lose a couple games in a row, you need some semblance of confidence, some semblance of momentum. Boston at least get that first round.
Tight one indeed. Vivid. An offensive round now for the Mutineers. He's sitting the deep backside. You're going to have a perfect spread across the left hand of the map. And Sved's sneaky Capsidal again, just working with the woodwork here on Desert Siege. Time ticking, nades exchanged. Not a whole lot seen, but Vivid's trying to shoot at pixels at great range.
I was about to say a couple pixel fights going across the map, right? All the way at the bottom of the mini-map and also all the way at the top, those outer lanes. Just looking to zap someone off the map for that first blood. Skies, we talked about how creative he can be. A lot of times you'll see him cook nades and then try to jump up and get shots in and time it perfectly. And no nades to work with, but an angle Skies is used to.
Nero does get the first blood. He takes care of Vivid. So as Vivid tries to get ever closer, it doesn't quite work out. DavePaDy plant and run, gets out with his life. TJ now trying to make something happen over towards the bomb. 40 seconds for the defuse. 2 remaining members now of the Mutineers. Capsidal now gets his hands dirty. T's looking to find the third. Skies, nice shots on the Nero to find it. And here we go. The slow exchange. the 1v1 against TJ. This is going to be huge. He has to win this one. TJ now with the coverage. His teammates are there, and that is it. Boston breach. The cleanup crew come through the backside of the map. Trains all taken care of. There's the defuse. Boston go up by 2.
Fantastic first blood and a fantastic swarm as well, right? Skies is hoping that his teammate Awakening can just watch his back, but Awakening meanwhile is fighting a 2 versus 1, so Boston gave them nothing to work with. Swarm is on point, 2 rounds in a row. But if I'm thinking that back to that Berlin, right, I think it was a team built a very solid lead, a little bit back and forth, so no lead is safe. Boston happy, though, to get those back on board.
It was a 6-4 victory on Berlin for Boston Breach in map number 2. Looking real comfortable again for them. So far, things looking fantastic here on Desert Siege. We'll see what happens though for Capsidal now. Boston Breach on offense. Bomb in the hand of Nero.
And waiting for some rotation, right? A flank from either side of the map. They have tripled up over towards mid, and they have Methodz in the back watching over, so they are waiting for Florida to overcommit and make a mistake.
Bit of a porcupine right now, very quickly in the middle of the map. All angles covered. Anyone comes close, you're getting it. Here we go, though. Nero and TJ, ants in their pants. Sky sees one. Vivid eliminates Nero. A nice shot from the backside of the map with a sniper there. TJ now, quick bomb recovery. It's a 4v3, but they're remaining in that middle of the map position. Not letting that setup go. Methodz lose it to Dave Paddy, and it's starting to fall apart now for Breach.
That's the gunfight. You got to go towards the middle of the map to try to make these plays. TJ, though, on a 3 makes things a little bit more interesting because now Florida has to think about it. They don't know if they're out or A, so they're sending players on the rotation. Meanwhile, Vivid, they might try to pick him off. He's going back as quick as he can, and he gets out in the nick of time. And TJ just gets caught. Florida looking for dominance. It is now a 1 versus 2, but shut down instantly. Florida taking care of business. They get that bounce back round.
And this was the shot onto Nero. Oh, see you, mate. Great shot out of Vivid there.
And the most important thing, even after this, is just Methodz forced to try to find the next pick, but Dave Paddy wins it up top, and that is very much a kill that could open things up for Boston. But Dave, we saw what he was doing on the Berlin, taking care of business as well on Desert Siege. Always a battle between these two teams in Search and Destroy. Always a close game.
There's going to be no one home for Vivid on this side of the map. It's all over towards A, and it's an aggressive one at that. Awakening may be able to catch a player or 2 here as he makes his way through the bottom side of what many call Palace. Nades are up. Skies with the opening blood on the Capsidal. Beautiful work from him. And at this point in time, you're feeling very, very good as the Mutineers.
Still, though, number 2, Methodz, I mean, he's up top, couple players down low, and well, Vivid was looking for the pick, but he couldn't find it. But hey, you force him down. That's the opening to try to go for this bomb plant. Nero, though, he's thinking about that full flank.
He's thinking about the full flank. Again, the high caliber round coming out of Vivid now is going to be the dinner bell being rung, and Nero's hungry. Eats him up. TJ gets another one. It's going to be a 2v3 now. Boston Breach with the numbers. TJ can't win it again in mid-map, so now back to a 2v2. 45 seconds on the clock. Methodz eats Awakening. Sky's now in the 1v2.
Oh, Awakening, I think, might be cost him this round, not only for that kill, but he was supposed to be the man to watch the flank. I thought he had the angle forward, but Vivid just got caught completely unaware. Puts Skies in a position to make this play. Obviously, he has a little bit of time to work with, but Methodz all the way in that deep corner. You go towards B, you're going to be seen. You go towards A, well, I mean, Nero in that power position, such a difficult situation.
How great Skies be in this spot now. It's a 1-1 split for Boston Breach on defense. Time's ticking now. Check your corners. There's Nero. That's a kill. He's got time to get across the map. Does Methodz have the time to get across the map? Because the bomb will get planted. Nothing to throw at him. It's all going to be the automaton. Skies, has he saved the round? Here comes Methodz! Just in the nick of time, an easy defuse. Boston will go 3-1 up.
Nearly gone away, but Methodz has Marathon Pro equipped. He can sprint across that map, and I will say, I mean, I was just trying to see it from the mini-map perspective. Awakening the corner he was playing towards the middle of the map, I think he was responsible for that flank, but whether it was bad timing or if Nero just found the perfect route, he opens things up on the flank, and that is a massive round for Boston to be able to get. Methodz with a little bit of love after that little bit of clutch. 3-1 lead for Boston.
He made Brandon cry. Here we go, another round. 3-1, sorry, for Boston Breaches. They're looking great. Desert Siege has been there, saving grace in these game fights.
And it's the same thing. I love this setup. Again, stationary towards the middle of the map. Yes, they got sniped last round, but it's just an idea of saying Florida, if they ever want to be aggressive on the flanks, they will get punished. So I think they're just kind of conditioning the Mutineers not to play up on the map at all. But still, if you don't get that first blood, at some point Boston will have to make a move.
It looks like they're starting to commit now towards A. And once you commit, it's hard to go back again. If the Mutineers decide to hit a wrap, this could be over. Nero with the bomb forward he goes. He's going to peek at DavePad. He catches just the top of his head, but no shots fired just yet. As again, here comes the nades. DavePad eliminated Nero. Beautiful work from him. Still with the bomb in hand. Forward he goes towards A.
Just that clean first blood. You spot him out, get the nade timing, and make sure you get the shots coordinated to perfection. Nero delivers for the first blood, and I think Vivid may be forced to try to find a hero snipe. You know the B-bomb site is clear for the moment. The players trying to sneak by. Both of them tagged up, but both get through. The angle's not there. Vivid got picked in the meantime in Boston. 4 versus 2. Skies, though, trying to be the hero. He picks up 2, but all of a sudden, that is to deliver Awakening to a 1v2.
Awakening now on the bomb. Oh my God, TJ in the 1v1 against Awakening. This is massive. TJ hops off the bomb and absolute chaos. As all the players catch their breath. When all the sand is settled, it is TJ who's up on top. 6-2 for the kid.
And a good try, but Awakening just can't get anything going. TJ too quick for that clutch. And talk about a massive round, Boston. I mean, it should have been easier on paper with the 4v2 near bomb down. All of a sudden, Skies just flies in and pick up 2. And that is one hell of a try, but to no avail. You are now down 4-1 in round count. Boston running the show.
We'll see if they can still keep it going as Boston Breach have ignited here in Desert Siege, game 5. This is for top 3. Skies with the bomb. Closer and closer he gets to the B-bomb site. Nero's going to be a player to watch him out, but again, Vivid with that sniper, he has not been as impactful as he can be on the map. The most accurate player statistically in the league. We'll see if he can't find some of that special sweet sauce now. As now with a minute to work with for both teams. That bomb still edging towards B.
Both of these teams slowing the pace down, waiting for the moment to strike. Creeping up the map, you know where Nero's going to be. This might be the nade coordination from Skies. Maybe try to hit it and jump at the same time, but he's too far away, and Vivid gets spotted a little too thick, and Nero gets that first blood.
It takes care of it. First blood now going his way. Bomb point over towards B, and Nero, he didn't see that one go through. He still has that positional advantage. Big wait, wins a big one. Cut down immediately by the team fire of Boston Breach. Now, once again, all down to Skies. Technical 1v3. He may be able to keep this alive, but he's got to play perfect. Here comes Capsidal. He's got Methodz backing him up. This could be huge. Finds the beat down. No! No more kills to be had. Capsidal battered, bruised, but now on the defuse. That is going to be match point. Boston Breach.
Completely and utterly running away with this game. Looking to deny the reverse sweep, and right now on Desert Siege looking dominant. I mean, just about every single first blood going their way. Boston perfect in search and destroy against Florida Mutineers, and here in the game 5, it's looking to be no different. Game's still not over yet, but a 5-1 lead, a massive one. Pressure on the Mutineers. Nerves setting in.
Not an impossible situation to be in. We've seen it a few times here in Call of Duty, but a 5-1 deficit. As Mutineers gotta go big.
And this is the first time Mutineers trying to play aggressive at all. This is what the setup from Boston has been able to do. If you try to be aggressive on these flanks, they have all the angles covered. They have been waiting for this push, but Skies literally so close. Awakening finds the first blood. Skies moves. He gets caught. Another pick comes through from Vivid.
Vivid sniper does hit its mark here. 2v3. Boston Breach looking to make something happen, and Capsidal may be the man to get it done. The top of DavePad gone. Methodz now makes it a 2v1. Awakening, last man alive. Here comes Capsidal. 6-1 as Boston Breach have secured top 3 here in Major 2.
A nearly perfect performance throughout stage 2. Coming into the major, Boston Breach continue to deliver. I mean, they were looking at a 3-0 early on. Things got spicy, but reverse sweep Boston, they've never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Not gonna happen today, Boston Breach. Proving why they deserve to hang in the upper echelons here of the Call of Duty League. The 2022 season, welcome friends, not only to the league, but now to top 3 at Major 2. Game 5 after game 5, nail biters, but that last one, that was all Boston, baby. Beautiful stuff.
And you got to appreciate the resolve from the team, because there was no shakiness in that map 5. It felt like they were not feeling the pressure at all after those 2 games previously started to slip away from them. Take care of business and execute. When you're going against Florida, these 2 teams always play on Desert Siege, and Boston clearly have done their homework. mixing up the strats. They were consistent on their attack on offense, and I mean, honestly, just time and time again, the first bloods, it seems like more often than not, were falling their way. A couple of moments where Florida nearly were able to clutch, but every time they just got shut down. Players on Boston taking turns, delivering the round wins.
Yeah, definitely they've done their homework here on Desert Siege. Last time we saw the matchup, it was way closer than this. Boston Breach securing themselves that spot in the top 3. They will roll on into the winner's bracket, but now for Florida Mutineers, they fall into the pits of hell right now. They've got a lot of mean contenders down there in the lower bracket. It is going to be a very, very, I mean, I don't even know the word now. Is it a struggle? It is just going to be one hell of a run from them. They're going to need to see to get back up into the top spot. Some mean teams waiting for them down there, but kudos to the whole squad. Everyone playing fantastically hard fought to get here. But the run in the winner's bracket comes to a close. Boston Breach, GG's.
And honestly, I mean, their teamwork has been impeccable, at least for the maps that they're winning, I suppose. I'm sure they're not exactly happy about the Berlin, certainly not the Gavutu control. But, I mean, across the board, though, in this Game 5, everyone delivers, right? Methodz is getting the clutches. There was the 1v1 that TJ is able to win. Capsidal on point with the first bloods, and Nero also on point with the first blood. So, Chef Tony, fantastic performance towards the end, but that is credit to the entirety of Boston. I think maybe at this point, maybe the coaches are the guys we need to start giving more love to.
Nothing but love to Denzel said, of course, but there we go. It does say, I mean, no, it doesn't say it. There's no words with it. Not quite. But hey, you know what we were going for. Final Game 5 comes to a close, 6-1. Final score there in Desert Siege. And hey, what a series it was, friends. Exciting stuff. And Boston, welcome to that top 3 spot once again. GG's all round. They're going to be feeling fantastic, man. First time that those guys have been up there. I think most of them for the first time in their careers. And Zinni, looking to get back on top.
I mean, this is genuinely a team. I was expecting to be at the bottom of the league potentially all year long because they're bringing in the rookies. Like every other team in this league were able to form their squad before we knew Boston was going to have that 12th spot. And, well, they apparently built the perfect team that they had players access to. Guaranteed top 3. They have been improving all year long. And, I mean, if they already got the guaranteed spot, now the question is, how far can they go?
We'll see. Now we're going to hear from the winners themselves. Our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Brycey on stage. Take it away, my friend.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am joined here by Capsidal. And I tell you something, I've been looking forward to this one. First of all, I've got to get your reactions for that. You've just won a game. Very tense fashion there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it's just a new feeling going into we're top 3. We're going to be playing tomorrow. So I feel excited. Last 2 respawns were kind of sloppy, but we've closed it out in the S&D, so can't really ask for much.
Yeah, definitely closed it out, and they're happy to see you as well. So I got to ask, your journey has been incredible. You've been a challenger player just a little while ago. Everybody was asking questions. The pressure was all on you this season. And just 2 majors in, you're top 3. I mean, just give me the feelings for that one.
I mean, I can't even describe how I'm feeling right now. You know, being just having the opportunity to show what I can do, and our team's playing really good, so I'm excited for what we can do.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you something, you are playing very, very well, and that kind of leads into my next question. Last major, top 6, a lot of people wondering how much further you go. How has Boston gotten so much better in 3 weeks?
I'd say it a lot to do with our mentality-wise. Zen and Tej, they've been outcasted basically, and me and Dill, we're rookies. We're hungry to win, and I'll say with the coaching staff as well. I mean, they're always on us. They're always trying to keep us, I'd say, on point. We might go slack a couple times, but they make sure they keep us on check.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear as well. And I'll tell you something, you've got a lot of fans that have become just kind of hugely involved and engaged in your story and your team so far. So what do you want to say to not everybody just in the audience who's making a lot of noise for you, but everybody watching at home?
I say keep supporting. We're going to do big things this tourney.
All right, well, that's been our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight with Capsidal. Let's throw it back to the desk and see what they made of that game.
Oh, that was a phenomenal series, and it just looked like Desert Siege worked in Boston's favor. And when it comes to Big Cap, Nameless, I'm loving everything from him this year.
I mean, especially in the search and destroy, right? We've seen so many big plays, so many first bloods out of the Boston Breach. And, when Florida would overexert themselves and push out to a spot that they didn't need to be, Boston was always ready for them. We saw multiple rounds. We saw Awakening give up the flank. Nero ends up getting behind them. He pokes out. Methodz gets the kill. This is just a cohesive unit. And in search and destroy, those were the 2 maps where they had the massive advantage in this series. We looked at it and we're like, okay, these searches are probably going to go to Boston. That's exactly what happened, and they closed it out in Game 5.
Right, and aLLeY, when it comes to this team, top 6 in Texas, Top 3 currently a mini. I mean, how far can they possibly go?
I mean, I guess the ceiling's kind of unlimited, right? Cap,
Yeah.
I feel like he still has so much more room to grow, right? Like, there's still some times where you're like, oh, that was a bit of a rookie play, and then there's times when he pops off and saves the round. But actually, for me, this series, it had to be TJ and Methodz, because for me, TJ has been kind of a little bit above average, but in this series, I feel like he truly popped off. I mean, he went on a 6-free at the end of the first Kabuto hardpoint. Methodz went 25-15 with 21 untraded. Cap across the board has been kind of like the duo in S&D. Like, I feel like
Big
when it's
time.
like it comes down to 2v4s, 2v3s, it's always Cap and somebody else, and they usually clutch it out in the end.
Yes, big time. Now, let's talk about the statistics leader here in stage 2. It's going to be Methodz. He's been doing everything consistently, Ton.
Yeah, he's been looking really good over stage 2. And a lot of people questioned him coming into this year. Of course, what happened with Ultra, and then they went on to do so well. Would he be still able to live up to his reputation of what was being a very decent player? He's went beyond that, I would say, for the Breach. He's looked really, really good, especially over the last stage. And long may it continue. He's looking good up there.
All right, now, this is going to be the scariest part now. Florida just lost that game in English. They're going down to the losers bracket. You know who they're going up against, right?
It might be chalked for the Florida boys. I'm not going to lie. The way Shotzzy was playing earlier, I just don't know if there's a counter to him on that team.
No, not at all. All right, aLLeY, Florida, they had a good showing so far. Top 3 was in their grasp. Do you think that series is going to be pretty much in their favor or not?
Florida in this series, if it doesn't explain the fact that they are so on and off better than the way this laid out, I'm going to be completely straight with you. When that control started, I had to pee so bad. I walked out that door, and when I came back in, we were loading into game 4, and I was like, hello? What just happened? So Florida, we don't know what we're going to see out of them, but OpTic is just a different beast.
I mean, the biggest thing is just in their search and destroy, there's so many rounds where they're throwing their lives away, right? Like, even in some of those clutches, they had big opportunities. Yeah. You just have to wait. Like, even on their defense, force them to plant the bomb and try to retake or something like that. It just seems like everybody on Florida is always trying to make the play. And on Desert Siege, when you try to make the play, there's so many different angles, even from their spawn, where they can pick you off. And we've seen it happen time and time again on that map. Or just putting yourself in a bad spot. Like, there's no reason Capsidal should be able to run through mid-building, open a door, and pick you off of a heady. Yeah. Those are things that you have to clean up. You have to value your life and search and destroy. Florida did not do it. And going up against a team like OpTic Texas now in the losers bracket, Shotzzy will pick you apart. He will push up towards your spawn. He will find that gap in your setup like Awakening was giving up on that map. So they're going to have to clean it up fast because they play in a couple hours.
Yeah, when they turned on the burners, though, it did look like that was going to be a Florida series, but Boston held out strong. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have a Titan hit in the main stage. It's going to be the Atlanta FaZe and the Seattle Surge. We're going to find out if they can upset another great top CDL team. We'll catch you on the other side of the break to continue on with day 3. We'll see you soon.